Hey there, I'm Michael, and in this video I'm going to be showing you why increasing your closing rate is essential and exactly how to do it. So I'm Michael, I run Michael Media Agency, and over the last 2 years I've helped coaches close over $3 million just in the Instagram DMs. So while I've been working with coaches, the one thing that they've all wanted, and you may want it too, is to increase the number of sales they make, aka the number of people who show interest in buying their product or service. And as you can imagine, the higher number of people that convert, the more sales they'll make and the higher the conversion rate will be. Now, this is something that I obsess over. Now, I try to find the smallest little thing in the process, whether it's like a word, a sentence change, or even, a whole process, just take it out or add it back in, just to improve results. I'm like a mad scientist when it comes to this stuff. And that's because, not just myself as a marketer, but us as marketers in general, is to understand how one change in one area can really impact the whole sales process. And the way we look at the smallest advantage is just one way we can increase the sales. So what I want to quickly do, just to give you an overview, is show you how improving one area will impact the whole sales process. And this should give you a better understanding of how the smallest improvements can help the whole sales process. And by doing this, all of this is going to give you a bigger bird's eye view on how to improve. So I just want to show you this. This is us just going in and increasing sales. So let's say we have 150 leads. And within the sales process, what happens? They come in, they watch the free training, then they message the coach back, go through a messaging system, they're shown an offer, and if they love the offer, boom, they go through and buy. So that's just a quick overview. And let's say you have 150 leads come in, but let's say only 90% go through. So we've gone from 150 leads down to 135 leads. And from 100% of sales, which is $149,000 at a $997 offer, you just lost $15,000 just because 15 leads dropped off here. That's 15 leads so far. But let's say, that's okay, going through. And then at this stage, the people that watch the whole video, they come back. Now only 70% go through this. So now you're down to 94 leads. And essentially here you've lost $55,000. You've gone down to $94,000 potential. And let's say, go through the whole messaging process, a ton more drop off. And, you're down to 40% more drop off. You're down to 37 leads now. And in the total from 150 down to 25.2% close rate. But not everybody that's shown the offer is going to like it. So that again, let's say it just goes down by 50%. So that right there is, we have from the 150 leads, and again, not all of them are going to go through, but there's 18.9% just from that. Now, the one thing I want to show you is how, if you improve one of these metrics, so let's just put these all down. Let's put them all down, right? 50%, and this again, it goes down. Let's go 60%, just so we have some wiggle room here. 30%, and then right here, it's only 30%. So right here, we have a 2.7%. And right there, from potential, 149,000, we have this. However, let's say we improve the amount of people that want to see the VSL, and that goes up to 80%. So from a 2.7%, we've now gone up to 4.32, just by getting 80% through there. Again, it's still going to be small compared to this. But let's say again, people that are gone through the messaging process, we're able to increase the number here, and we're able to double it. We've just gone up to 12,900 from this. So again, you can see just by improving small metrics, it's actually going to improve hugely. Again, let's say people watch the video, we get them up to, let's say, just 65%. Again, that's added on an extra $2,000. And let's say, this part here, love the offer and buy, that is going to be objection handling. Let's say you get your objection handling down to a T, and you get 60% through, which is a good percentage. You get 18% going through, and that right there is gone from what it was $4,000 all the way up to $28,000. So as you can see, the smallest percentage, it helps hugely. And the type of lead you get through is all done by how warm the lead is when they come through. So I want to give you a bigger bird's eye view now. So there are 5 key areas that you need to focus on when it comes down to this. So the first key area is creating a no-brainer offer. So this is an offer people feel stupid saying no to. All right, so you may have heard Alex Hormozy talk about this, but if you can create this no-brainer offer, boom, people are going to go through and buy. You need to warm the lead. You need to have content marketing. You need to have your socials going, which is your Instagram content. You know, to have your stories going, have the story highlights. Get people warm even before they come in, because the warm they are in, you know, when they first come into the DMs, that more likely they're going to buy, because a lot of people make their buying decision before they even message you. And then they just need a little bit of help over the line. An effective VSL training to really show them, hey, this does work. So they have the trust and authority there. And then education emails where we nurture them. All right. And then in DMs, how fast can you get from point A where they come in to point B where they buy? How fast is that process? How much are you increasing their frustration in the DMs? And how qualified are these leads? Again, the qualified leads, it comes from the content marketing right here. How good are the leads when they actually come in? How good are you qualifying these prospects? And then the message quality. How conversational are your scripts? How much rapport are you building? How contextual are the messages you're sending? Because if you're just cookie cutter and robot style, that's not going to work. You need to be contextual when it comes down to this. And how well are you handling objections? Because trust me, in this stage, if you're not good at handling objections, you're going to be at like 10%. But if you're good, you're really good. And my team is able to get 80%. Because we're very, very good at objection handling. So, and then reminders. Remember, not every people are busy. So you need to be able to remind them. So you have a powerful email sequence as well as value-driven follow-ups. These are key and essential, all right, when it comes down to this. But just to let you know that this does work, all right, I want to show you some of the results we got. So this is one of my clients that I worked with. When we first started working, she was at £17,000, went up to £23,000. Then we went up to 18,000, 46, and then 52. This is cash collected, and these are actual sales. So later on, they would have gone through like recurring payments. So monthly, they would have paid this out. This was over a 5-month period. But this is just one, you know. So this is one of my clients. She's called Jas, and this is the agency that I work for. So as you can see, for our clients, you know, we've closed in this month. We did 48,000 cash collected, 73k cash collected, 63k cash collected, 69, and then, you know, recurring payments over a 3-month period, $106,000. And as you can see, this is live. This is the agency that I work for. And you see this month so far, we are currently on the 8th, and we've done 15,000 cash collected and 20,000 in, you know, money. So majority of the sales that we made has been cash collected, you know, payments up front. And we still have, you know, more to come, and more people pay towards the end of the month. So yeah, that is this in a nutshell, really. I'm just going to come back to this. So yeah, you know, the one thing that my coach said to me is, you know, they could do it themselves, but they prefer to have a system which is already laid out, which is easy to follow. And, you know, we've been through the process. We've, you know, done $3 million, and we know exactly what works. So would you prefer to go through the hard work, spend thousands of dollars to work out what works? Or would you prefer to, you know, come and get the process done for you? So if you need help, you know, adding an extra, you know, 40 to 50,000 per month to your, you know, monthly recurring revenue, and you want somebody who has success with it, I have a calendar link below where you can book a call. You know, we can go over a strategy session, so I can break this down even more to show you exactly how this works. And if you're interested in this, let me know. Book a strategy session below, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, have a great day. Bye bye.